Hi, welcome to Unspoken History. My name is Keisha. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to read a quote from my book. Um, I wrote this book 2020 um, as a result of me getting in a car accident. I got in a car accident, and if you know me, I'm a very busy person. I'm always going, always doing. Well, I couldn't do anything when I got in that car accident, and so the Lord reminded me, "Hey, you're supposed to be writing. You're supposed to be writing that book. You're supposed to be gathering that information." Well, when I got to the point where I couldn't move, I had no other choice but to do it. So I wrote this book. I think I published it. I just published it a year ago. It'll be a year. Yeah, this year. Just published it a year ago. And you can get that book at Amazon, Dorrance Publishing, Google Books, Barnes and Noble Books. Anyway, it is a memoir of American history because I asked my mother a question about what part of Africa were we from, and she told me she didn't know we were from Africa. She said we were Cherokee. So the journey started there. I was only 10 years old, and it took 40 years before I wrote it. And I wasn't going to do it if I hadn't got, if, the Lord hadn't have bothered me about it. I just kept it on my mind, kept it on my heart. I kept making excuses not to do it. And now that I've written it and I'm doing these videos, there's so much more I could have put in here. I mean, lots of information that I don't have in here, but this is still good. Okay, so this is page 34 of Amid the Twisted History. And I'm reading a quote from an article that was published by the Smithsonian magazine, September 13th, 2017, sorry. The misguided focus on 1619 as the beginning of slavery in the U.S. damages our understanding of American history. The year the first enslaved Africans were brought to Jamestown is drilled into students' memory, but overemphasizing this date distorts history. In 1619, 20 odd Negroes, as the story goes, arrived off the coast of Virginia, where they brought from where they were brought for victuals by labor-hungry English colonists. The story of these captive Africans has set the stage for countless scholars and teachers interested in telling the story of slavery in North America. Unfortunately, 1619 is not the best place to begin a meaningful inquiry into the history of African people in America.